Are you working? What kind of work do you do?
The #1 draft steal of all time, Tom Brady.
I remember the first time he met me, he called me Kyle Brady, the tight end. He said, "Hey, Kyle," and I said, "Hey, Mr. Kraft." I said, "I'm Tom Brady." And he goes, "Oh, yeah, of course. I know. You're a quarterback. I seen you play. You're doing a good job." And I said, "Well, I just want to tell you it's, one of the best decisions you ever made picking me."
The NFL's best quarterback was a 6th-round steal. In the 2000 draft, 198 players were taken ahead of a man named Brady.
Tom was 199th, and I don't think anyone in the NFL in their wildest dreams looked at him and saw, remotely what he became.
Tom Brady has thrown 4 touchdown passes.
Part of the situation with Tom Brady was he didn't get to play a whole lot at Michigan.
I started as the 7th quarterback on the depth chart. When I was recruited there, the following spring, the head coach was fired. The guy who recruited me left for Stanford, and the quarterback coach was only there for 1 year. I wasn't sure if I was ever going to be able to play.
In Ann Arbor, Brady's leadership skills were overshadowed by Drew Henson's cannon arm.
Touchdown, Michigan!
When Tom Brady played in Michigan, he was solid, he was reliable, never was anything like he was at the NFL level. Now, I don't know what happened. I don't know, when a woman grows up and becomes Gisele Bündchen. I don't know how that happens.
At the 2000 Combine, scouts paid little attention to our #1 steal. If Brady couldn't win the starting job at Michigan, how could he start in the pros?
Teams didn't have a real thorough sense of what he was all about as a quarterback. His athleticism didn't show up very well.
He did not have the prototypical NFL body. He came out kind of skinny, and they didn't think he was strong enough.
He didn't run very well. He got to the Combine and looked pretty slow.
Brady ran the 40 in a pedestrian 5.2 seconds.
You want to see them run 5 or under.
What would he be? Maybe a backup at best. Maybe a starter if you really worked with him and developed him.
Only one man saw something in Brady, the late Dick Raybon, the Patriots quarterback coach.
I sent Dick to see a couple quarterbacks prior to the 2000 draft, and he really came back and felt like that Tom would be the best fit for our system and our team. We had an opportunity to take him. We took him.
Welcome to the first NFL college player draft of the new millennium.
Part of the reason he lasted for us as long as he did was we had fewer than 40 players on our roster, and we were $10.5 million over the cap. One of the positions that we did have filled was quarterback.
Fires, touchdown! The key fires! Drew Bledsoe's 3rd touchdown pass of the game!
So even though Tommy's name was higher up on our draft board, we kept on passing his name until we got to a point where he was so much higher than so many of the other players, we couldn't pass him up any longer.
6 quarterbacks were taken ahead of Tom Terrific: Chris Redman, Mark Bolger, Chad Pennington, Giovanni Carmazzi, T. Martin, and even Spurgeon Wynn.
How did Spurgeon Wynn get picked ahead of Tom Brady? That's a question that everybody in the NFL has asked over the last 6 years.
What they didn't have is what the scouts don't measure, the intangibles.
You can never, ever, ever measure how bad a guy wants it. When he was a kid, idolized Joe Montana, idolized the 49ers. His whole life, he wanted to be this.
Brady back to throw, shoots it long, touchdown with a great throw! Brady looks, fires, end zone wide open, touchdown!
In his 2nd season, Brady replaced an injured Drew Bledsoe.
Brady drops back to throw, looks, fires right, touchdown!
And led the Patriots to a world championship.
And the Patriots are Super Bowl champions!
Our #1 draft steal has won 2 more titles since and become the NFL's best quarterback in the clutch.
Classic case of where the NFL just can't see around the corner and why this thing is not anywhere near the exact science that they like to pretend it is.
He's become one of the greatest quarterbacks of all time, and that doesn't really have anything to do with Bill and I. That has everything to do with Tommy Brady. If we were smart, we would have drafted him sooner than 199th overall. That's the truth.
And Foxborough loves Tom Brady.